never set foot on Athens soil, like it was almost sacrilegious. But these guys didn't know any better, and so they came down and did it. And what was so great about it was a lot of people showed up at the gig that were friends of R.E.M's, and there was a not insignificant number of people who had been at that first R.E.M. gig. I mean, there were several people in the audience that had been at the very first show in the church, and so here they are, just dancing the whole night away to a tribute band of the actual band that they saw begin. And it speaks to how good Dead Letter Office are, that all these people loved them.
Yeah.
But it's very surreal too. It's like, and it must have been very intimidating for the band.
Yeah.
And then also for me too, and just to be at that event and get up and say a couple things to that audience, some of whom had participated in the book and some of them hadn't, and just to kind of thank them, because they're actually the people that truly have that story inside them, and I'm just kind of the writer that is trying to channel that as best as I can. So there was that event. There's another event that happened early last month in Washington, D.C., and it was a similar thing that just kind of came out of the blue. And I partnered with a podcast called Rock in the Suburbs, and we did this event at a very strange and wonderful place in Washington, D.C. called the Mansion on O Street. And it's like if David Lynch designed a hotel, this would be it. Wow. It was really cool. So it felt just right. But that was another case of someone just coming to me. I travel a fair amount. I do have a day job in the software industry, and I travel a bit for that job. And I've been just tacking events on to the back of my work travel, and that's worked out. And then I've had the opportunity to do a lot of interviews for this because, as I said earlier, there are a lot of people kind of out in the traditional music press as well as the world of podcasts and blogs who all love R.E.M. and have all missed R.E.M. and are excited about the book and wanted to talk about it. So it's ended up being what I consider to be a sort of tour, but there's been no itinerary to it. It's just been
kind of cool.
Out. Yeah.
That it just kind of, the things that fall into place for it or happen to work out. Which kind of sounds like the book itself, you know?
I do have a publicist who's amazing. It's a guy named Clint Weiler, and he works on music books. And so, he's been opening a lot of doors to reviewers and podcasters.
I saw you just got a review in German Rolling Stone,
which
something.
Was amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, I still don't know
cool.
what the review says, but I know it was 4 stars, and that's yeah,
that's international press right there.
Absolutely. And I mean, but the funny thing is, like, this has all been snowballing. So we were all trying to figure out, is this one of Clint's contacts? Like, how did this happen? And the best we could figure is that this contributing editor at the German Rolling Stone is a big R.E.M. fan. He's probably on the Facebook R.E.M. groups, found out the book, and he took, out of his own initiative, he got the book and reviewed it. So it's just all these different threads. And that's, we were talking about how things have changed in music and also in publishing. And that's one of the cool things, is that, things can just sort of snowball away from you and happen, and opportunities can show up through the way that we're all connected electronically that wouldn't have happened quite so easily, 25 years ago or so.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have anything in mind for your next project? What are you going to tackle next?
I do. I'm superstitious about revealing too much when a project is just in the incubation stage.
Sure.
I'll tell you off mic at some point very soon.
All right.
But I will say it's a continuation of some of the things that I thought really worked with this book, which is the voice of this book, kind of a conversational voice, a deliberately discursive voice, and it's going to have stuff about pop culture and music in the 1980s specifically. And I'm going to be working on it pretty much all of next year. And I hope to actually turn this one around a lot more quickly. The R.E.M. book, for various reasons, took about 7 years to get out. And I hope this next one will be out like by this time 2 years from now that we'll have it in our hands.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's... I'm going a little bit further down the rabbit hole, but not specifically in the R.E.M. story.
Right on. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing what it's about.
Cool.
So, we'll end that there so I can hear what it's about. So, thanks again for talking to me. I highly recommend the book. I'll put links up for it and everything in the when I do the show notes and all that. But yeah, thanks, man.
Thank you, Jared. This was an absolute blast.
Thanks. All right, that's it. That's the show. Thanks as always for listening. Again, thanks to my guest, Robert Dean Lurie. The book called Begin the Begin, R.E.M.'s Early Years from Verse Chorus Press. You can pick it up from your local bookstore. You can pick it up anywhere you get books. Yeah, that will do it. See ya on down the road. This has been a Hoot and Waddle production. If you enjoyed this podcast, why not check out one of our other fine podcasts available from hootandwaddle.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or any number of podcast apps. If you'd like to support Hoot and Waddle and get access to an exclusive member-only podcast, receive discounts on merch, and more, go to patreon.com/Hoot and Waddle.